la couleur.
The first sign of spring, everything is opening up. This was not open last weekend, so loving that. As you can see, this is a Sunday where everybody's just walking everything off that they've eaten. This is definitely a ritual that the French do. They love to walk. It's great. They spend time together, talking, having conversation. They're not on their phones. Look at this beautiful building. So this is my little jaunt right now. I wanted to just mention some budgetary items that might be surprising for anybody who's considering moving to France, especially if you're on a budget like me, who I'm on Social Security, or should I say a fixed income. Fixed income is something to adjust to. Even though with your salary you get a fixed income, for some reason, you know, you get the same amount of money that you rely on. For some reason, fixed income just feels like a different kind of adjustment. So, and mine is Social Security. So a couple of hidden things that I am now saving in little pockets on my banking apps, just so I'm not scrambling last minute, are the following. Every year you need to submit your visa documentation to prove that you are living in the country. I think it's something like you must be here 10 months out of 12 in order to be considered qualifying under the retiree visa, which is really just a long-term visitor's visa with a different set of criteria, but it comes under the visitor's visa, and I need to go this way. And I tried to get out of it by sending them, let me just let this pass. Ambulance. You need to have some documents translated into French, and it's not just any translator you can find. They have to be the approved translators. So the given rate is like $60, 60 euros a page. No ifs, ands, or buts. Cannot really find it cheaper if they are a government approved translator. So I was doing everything possible to not submit my bank records from an American bank to the visa people, because as you know, the bank statements are pretty, they have a lot of fluff in them, and I was able to kind of hack away at the pages, but I still had to do 7 pages of bank statements, so that was 7 times 6. And that was just for that. There were other, thank you, people let you pass, even if it's red. There are other things that had to be translated. Some would come directly off the app, like Wise, for example, does give you a French translation offer. So that is pretty official. Like if the bank is doing it itself, but American banks generally, that's not a bank. But American banks generally are not giving you a translation feature when you go to generate a statement, for example. So overall, I had to budget, and I will have to budget yearly, about 1,500 euro to submit documents for the visa each year. That's no small piece of change for just documentation. Another one is, in order for me to secure my apartment that I just got, I got a guarantor. This is a company that basically they're in the business of ensuring, in this case, that I will, if I don't pay my rent, they will pay it for a year. on my behalf to the landlord. This is a big fear of landlords, that people will just be squatters in their apartments with no way to get them out. So in France, as a French person, they're able to garnish their wages. I don't know if they're called garnish, but they're able to just, that's why they want French people, because it's built into the system that they can just take the rent out of your bank account. And they can't do it with somebody like me, because I'm not working for a French employer making French dollars, euros, you know. I'm not in the system. So that's why it's so difficult for Americans and others to be trusted with leases, apartments. However, there's these companies that kind of fill in the gap, but that for me is about $500 a year, and you pay it all in one shot. It's not like a monthly premium. So every December, $500 will be pulled out of my bank, whether I like it or not, because I was approved for that and I got it, and that's the basis for the landlord being okay with me. So that's just money that's not going anywhere in terms of an actual expense or utility bill or anything. It's just going straight to this guarantee company. And then there's something I don't think expats are talking a lot about, but it's really been quite a factor, is the dollar and euro conversion rate. When I first got here, it was very close 1-to-1 ratio. Fabulous, right? Fabulous. And luckily I did not take an apartment right then, because I would have looked at a place more expensive and now I'd be crying. I saw that with our current government, it's really a crapshoot in terms of he's so volatile. And pretty soon, I have people in front of me. Pretty soon, we started to see swings in the market, and we started to see not the stock market, but swings in the conversion markets, and it pretty much started going down, the dollar getting weaker. So it's really taken a chunk out of the money we have. And for people who were just at the threshold of qualifying for the visa, I'm sure there's a number of them that no longer qualify because they were that close to the minimum that you needed to have each month in order to get the visa in the first place. And I don't know anybody, but I'm sorry if that happened to you, because I'm sure that really sucked. There's not a lot of people here, I have to say, who are like me, who strictly live on Social Security. People have been much more, shall we say, productive with their lives financially. And, you know, I'm on the low end of the totem pole with doing this. But my Social Security itself is a pretty nice amount, considering like the French, for example, they live on maybe, if they retire, or even though their wages are something like $1,000 a month less than what I have. So I can't cry, and I don't. But we do lose hundreds of dollars a month in the conversion, and there is nothing you can do about it. Everything you pay here is in euros. I try to time it. I keep a conversion app on my phone, and because it will go up and down, just even micro levels in the course of a day, but you generally see a pattern. I think it might be towards the I'm not sure if it's the end of the week or the beginning of the week, where you'll see that it starts at a better rate. So I do things like monitor it, because about a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, it was getting really bad. And the whole thing about, you know, Epstein files and